Okay, just want to talk about our team here. Proud of the way that they rebounded, they regrouped, had plenty of opportunities here in the last, it seems like, year and a half, going back to the Texas game, to where they could have said enough's enough and quit fighting. Had a couple of bad games there in the middle of the season, and I think our approach has been pretty good over the last the last month. Just came up a little bit short, and we knew it was going to be a tough game today. We set it out for them earlier in the week as far as the rowdiness of this place. The wind chill was going to be a little different than what we're used to. Playing a good football team that doesn't beat themselves, that we're going to have to earn everything that we got. And we hung in there and made enough plays to win the game. The turnover, obviously, at the end of the game was big. Making the field goals there in the red zone. The red zone defense was really good. Stopped us as probably the 3 times that we're in there, but got some points and just came up with enough to be able to win the game. So proud of our guys on how they kept fighting. At no point here have they quit doing what we've asked them to do. Learning a lot about a new league, learning a lot about coming out on the short end of the stick, which is not pleasant, not fun, but we kept fighting, and proud of how they did that. So going to give them a couple of days off, and then we'll be back to work Tuesday for the season finale, Kansas, which will obviously be a big game for us. Questions?
Coach, you said Sean hadn't been ready to handle. Did you expect him to get 19 carries today?
Yeah, I kind of did. His week leading up to the game was a lot better than it's been. Obviously I didn't want to put that out there in the media or anything because, would have gave them something a little bit more to prepare for. But, last week's game wasn't his type of game. He had a decent week of practice last week, but it really wasn't his type of game. Got the knee brace off, which gave him a lot more mobility. So with him back there, he makes us better. He's got to be healthy in order for that to be the case. We don't want to put a guy out there with a bum leg that doesn't look very good, but he's worked hard in rehabbing and getting himself back to where he can be productive and help the team, which he did tonight.
After 5 straight losses, about what the locker room's been like and all that, how different is it right now?
Well, it's a little different. It's different. I mean, the last 3 weeks been tough, and we could be sitting here with a lot better record than we have right now if it wasn't for just one play here or one play there. Nothing you can do about that. You got to look forward, and the guys were determined to get a win. It wasn't easy. I mean, this is a hard place to play. I mean, you got hats off to Coach Rhodes and what he's done with the program. I mean, they've been to some bowl games here recently, and they don't beat themselves, so it's a hard place to play. Coach DeForest feels a little bit better today than he did a year ago when Iowa State knocked off the #1 team in the country. I mean, it's just a place that it happens. So proud of our guys the way they handled it. Proud of our guys the way they fought to get a victory. And I reminded them of that. I said the last time we felt this good was Texas, and I think we overreacted to that win a little bit more than I'd liked. So I reminded them that this still just counts as one victory, and take a few days off and enjoy it, but don't think you've really accomplished anything, because when we're back to work on Tuesday, it's all about the next game, which I fully expect our guys to show up on Tuesday, ready to prepare to get a 7th win, which is the only thing that counts.
What do you say about your team that last 5 games the way they've gone, and then the 2 personal foul penalties when they're driving down, but then you still come up with, like you said, that play of the game that hadn't been in the last 5 weeks?
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the positive things at this point, and not incredibly happy with the amount of penalties that we've had. We've been good with penalties all year. It's what I probably get for saying it on my radio show on Wednesday night, that we're doing a great job of playing smart, which was a focus coming into this game, because the wind was swirling, and go back to what happened at Oklahoma State from the ball, what was going on with the ball. The missed field goals against TCU. I mean, none of that happened tonight. We got better. We had 0 turnovers for, again, You know, how many games that we've had 0 turnovers this year, I don't remember, but it's something that I've never accomplished before. Penalties, we haven't been penalized all year very much. Why tonight we got 13 or whatever, 11. We had 11, they had 5, so that's something that we're going to have to look at to see if there's anything that we can correct on our part.
And it goes back and forth at the end, but at the very beginning, how much of a difference was it just being up 3-0 and 10-0 rather than being behind that and fight back?
Didn't help us out in the third quarter when we were down. You know, I don't know. I've talked to him a bunch about just keep playing. You know, don't look at the scoreboard. Keep playing. Whether we're winning, whether we're losing, you got to just get out there and keep playing. So, I don't, and I think our guys have responded to that. Last week when we were down 10-0, we kept playing. This week when we were up 10-0, we kept playing. So, it's obviously what the score is at the end of the game.
Dan, in the chess match of things, were they looking outside a lot for Tavon, and was that what was opening things up for Sean inside?
Probably, I don't know. They probably just had 2 or 3 people that were assigned to him more than anything. And again, we're going to come up with creative ways to get him the ball. I mean, they did a pretty good job when we handed it to him, containing him and filling with the safeties, and but we still got him the ball 20 times, with a lot of it in space that looked pretty good. So we just got to keep giving it to him many times as we can. You can't just put him in the backfield and just run him up in there. He's not that type of guy. Sean can do that because he can just, he's a power guy. So it's a good, having them both back there is probably the answer, isn't it?
With him being so good on red zone defense, and especially for keeping people out of the end zone, did you change anything that you normally do? Close, give them some wriggles, or was it just more having Sean available to run some inside?
I'm not happy with what we did in the red zone. I mean, we were 3 of 3, but if I'm not mistaken, all 3 of them were field goals. I can't remember at this point, but we'll go back and we'll study it. But as much time as we invested, now this was a game where I wasn't going to go for it on 4th down. We were going to kick field goals because of the score, and we knew it was going to kind of be like that. So we're in the past, touchdowns were going to be more important than field goals. So we would have a tendency to probably go for it a little bit more than we normally would. Points were going to be important tonight. Tyler did a great job of knocking it there. He hit the upright, I guess, on one of them, but had a good. He's done a tremendous job for us. I mean, you talk about a guy. There's not many people in the country that are handling your kickoff duties, that are your field goal, PAT kicker, and your punter. It's hard to do. The reason why many people don't do it, and he's handled it quite well.
Then you didn't throw a whole lot the first half. Was it just conditions or Sean's success running the ball? Combination of everything?
It's a combination of everything. It was pretty gusty out there. You guys could sense that in warm-ups. Plus just from a scheme standpoint, we're executing the running game pretty good. Wanted to be able to do that in these conditions, so it's probably just kind of how it played out a little bit. But it was kind of our plan going into it as well.
Is Darwin Cook healthier, or is he responding to what
Both.
you would hope he would be?
Both. Yeah, he's healthier, and he's been playing better, which is why he's been out there a good bit.
What you see out of Richardson, and is that what you guys expected coming in?
Yeah, you know what? He's a good player. He's a good player. It was a little bit more elusive than we thought he was. Some of that is our inability to be able to pin him in the pocket. He got out on us too much, which was, some of it was some contain, some of it was over pursuit on the blitzes where he snuck out of there. A little bit more elusive than I thought he was going to be. Will be a good player in the future.
Okay, anything else?
Okay,
Sounds good.
thanks.